Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. My name is Bob Benham. I am your host. And yes, I do have a cold, if I sound a little bit different. Um, it's that time of year. And I can honestly say this is the first cold I've had in a very long time. Um, I don't know how I got it, where I got it, but I got it. And it's fun dealing with it. Uh, it's one of those things that life throws at you as usual. But anyway, good things going on with what I've been doing. I'm a huge hockey fan, and I'm a huge Columbus Blue Jackets fan. I attend quite a few games a year. And I was at the game last night where they played the Montreal Canadiens, and that one went to a shootout, and they won it with a goal from Kirill Marchenko, and then there was a beauty by Kent Johnson at the beginning of the shootout. And oh my goodness, all I can say it was gorgeous shot. The good thing about the shootouts there is I'm sitting right behind the goal, and they're coming straight at me when they do the shootout. And when he came straight at me, at us, and did that, oh, uh, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the moves, and it was just gorgeous. And then same with Kirill Marchenko, his shot was beautiful. Anyway, that was a win for them. Unfortunately, Montreal ended up with a point. They came back and tied it late to force it to go into overtime, and then the Jackets fought with them and uh, went back and forth during overtime. Actually, Montreal had the puck for the majority of the overtime, and but it went to a shootout, and the Jackets pulled it out in the shootout. And for some reason, they're good in the shootout. When it comes time to go, if it's going to a shootout, the Jackets have a real good chance to take it in the shootout. Just something about them in shootouts. They're real good at. Uh, this rest of the season, they've been doing, in my opinion, they've been playing really, really well compared to the last few seasons. Um, they've seemed to have more pep in their step than they've had. Um, they're skating more, and they have a little bit of speed to their game, and it's making the opponents really putting them back on their heels, and I think that's surprising them. Now, how do their opponents adjust as they play the Jackets a second time? That'll be interesting to see. Um, it's a long season, and they're just getting started, so um, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting season. Um, I hope the Jackets can finally get themselves back into the playoffs. Especially with this being their 25th year in the NHL, it would be nice to see them um, get back in there. It would be a special year for that to happen. Um, so with that one, that's pretty much what I did yesterday. And then I got to see my sister. She just happened to be in town, and she ended up being at the game. So I got to see her, and that was a nice little surprise. Um, so I got to spend a little bit of time with my sister, which was really nice. Um, she lives up in northern Ohio, and unfortunately, the way scheduling is and stuff like that, we don't get to see each other very much or talk to each other very much because she's very, very busy. And so it was nice to finally see her and talk to her and kind of catch up a little bit. Uh, and let's see what else is going on. That's pretty much it, I think. Um, Other than the usual garbage in the wonderful world, um, I just, yeah, I'm glad to see uh, people really starting to understand um, how Islam is not compatible with our values and morals in the United States. Um, it is, it's just, there's no comparison. No comparison. Um, in my opinion, I've always viewed um, the Muslim Islam religion. If you want, I don't believe it's a religion. I believe it's a cult. Uh, if you want to categorize it as a religion, I think it's a cult. Um, I think it's a political movement, um, but it's based on lies, violence, hatred. Um, and it's based on a pretense of total domination. And they purport themselves to be a religion of peace. And if that were true, then they would not be violent. They would not be liars. And they would not be uh, subversives. They would just they wouldn't be the way they are. Let's just put it that way. I'm glad I saw today that Governor Abbott of Texas signed I don't know if it was an executive order or a proclamation. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but I just saw that he had signed something declaring CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood as terrorist organizations. And that's a good first step. These organizations are terrorist organizations. They're front groups for terrorist organizations. They always have been. It's been proven over and over and over again. And I don't understand how they continue to exist. It doesn't make sense to me. We've known this for 20, 30 years. Come on. Why we're letting them in the first place, why we are letting them be elected to office is is just beyond my comprehension, because their whole plan is to take over. And by electing them to office, what do you think they're doing? Taking over. Um, it's not difficult to see. I mean, they they have telegraphed this all to us. They have told us exactly what they're going to do, and here they are doing it, and we're just sitting back and watching it all happen. Why? Why? You look at the cluster. That's a cluster mess. That's in Dearborn, Michigan. Oh my God! You got the mayor telling citizens, "You're not welcome here," because they're not Muslim. Uh, I saw that and I went, "You gotta be kidding me." But that's them. That's how they are. That is exactly how Islam operates. Uh, these young people in our country that have been indoctrinated into this crap with this Democrat socialist crap and communism, and they think that they've been indoctrinated to think that the Muslims are their friends. These people would rather kill you than look at you in a second. You'd be gone in a flat second. They have no interest whatsoever in helping you, in doing anything for you. Uh, they want you dead. Period. They will lie their butts off to be buddy buddy. They will be. I mean, but as soon as this very second that they say that they want you to do something and you refuse, boom, you're gone. That is Islam. It is a there's just no other way to put it. Um, they need to go bye bye. Another organization that needs to go bye bye. Black Lives Matter. They need to be they need to be declared a terrorist organization too. I've been on their website. I've read their demands. Yes, that's what they call them, demands. And let me see. Who demands things? Oh, terrorists. Yes, terrorists make demands. Um, sorry. They need to. Same thing with them. I mean, look at the supposed leaders of this organization that took all that money, spent it on cars, houses. They enriched themselves and did not distribute or do anything with it to help any black person whatsoever. But black lives are supposed to matter to them. They don't give a rat's ass. It's all for show. It was all for show. And to make themselves rich. And they got rich. They should have to pay back every dime that they stole from people because they stole that money. They defrauded these people. Unreal. And like I said, you talk about a terror organization being out there burning down cities, burning down blocks, burning buildings, stealing. Uh, uh, that's terrorism. Plain and simple. That's terrorism. If they do, oh, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tear your city apart. That's terrorism. It's not hard to figure out. Lock them up. Send them away for a very long time. Send them back across the pond if they don't like it here. Let's see how well they do over there. They won't survive. They've had it too good over here. I know I'll catch flack for that one, but it's the truth. You know, they oh, it's just so it's there's so much fatigue from all this crap. They always I mean, it's that constant complaining, constant. And when you really take a deep dive and a deep look at it all, and what they're screaming about isn't there. It's not. I mean, it's are there instances of it? Absolutely. I'm not saying that there's not instances of it, but it's not widespread. All these people that talk about, oh, they're killing us like dogs in the streets and blah blah blah. And how many times in a month do you hear about a black person being killed by a white cop? How many times? It's a very rare occurrence. Very rare. If it's stuff, don't you think if this was going on every day, that I mean, the media'd be all over it. There'd be there'd be stuff all over it, all over in the media. They'd be having stories. Oh, black officer or white officer kills black man in such and such city, then and such another such and such city, another in such and such city, or in such and such town. If it was so everywhere, if it was prevalent everywhere, happening all the time, but it doesn't occur all the time. It does not occur all the time. It's a very rare occurrence. They are lying to you. They've always lied to you. It's amazing how much you can get away with when you lie all the time. And now, with the whole uh, oh God, whatever his dumbass name was out in Minneapolis, with the whole "I can't breathe." For somebody that couldn't breathe, he was talking awful well. That was another bull crap thing. That officer should not be in jail. Not at all. He did absolutely nothing wrong. That idiot died from a drug overdose. Period. Not from anything those officers did. People need to get a grip. I did policing for 13 and a half years before I had my stroke and had to retire. And I'm here to tell you right now, anytime, anytime you have to use force, it's not going to look good. Anytime a police officer has to put their hands on somebody to place them under arrest, it's not going to look good. Period. Because the second that they try to pull away or anything, and that officer has to try to get them under control, it's gonna look bad. That's just how it is. That's what law enforcement's all about. And you libtards that look at this stuff and blame the police for everything, I challenge you to ride with a police officer in your local town or city, because you can ride with them. You can ride with an officer, and I challenge you to ride with one for a week, a full week, and then come back and tell me what policing is like. I challenge you. I know you won't do it, but I challenge you. Because you people have no idea what being a police officer is about. No idea. You think all they do is ride around in a car for 8 hours and just look around, hoping to find somebody to shoot or beat up. And that's not how it is. There is so much more about policing than that. Officers are so involved in the community. They are so involved in having, in handling so much within their neighborhoods and things like that. People they talk to, the different types of runs they have to handle. You would not believe what they do. You would not believe it. I challenge you also to do one of the shoot don't shoot programs. That'll open your eyes too. Where you have to decide on a split second, do you shoot that person or not? Very, very challenging. Every so often you'll see a TV reporter from a local station that'll do that with their local police department. If you get an opportunity, go. I'm trying to remember. There was a channel in Phoenix that did that. I can't remember what channel it was, but I'm sure it's on YouTube, and you can look it up. And the reporter ended up killing just about everybody. And they're like, why'd you do that? The guy didn't do. He felt like I thought he was going to hurt me. He didn't have anything, but I thought he was going to hurt me. Really? You'd be in trouble. You'd be up on murder charges. That's how it is. Police officers, that the weight of that badge is not just 3 or 4 ounces. It is the entire city of that officer. The entire city that officer works in. That's heavy. That is very heavy. There's just there is just so much that I look at these people, and I look, especially now, God, with the war on the police, and it makes me so mad because the comments I see on these pages like Facebook and Twitter and whatever, or X, I mean, and the ignorance and the stupidity. Unbelievable. And even when the officer tries to say, no, this is what happened, and then they make some other dumb comment, and usually by that time they make their point, and then when the officer tries to correct them on their point, then out comes the FUs and the I hate the police and I hate you and blah 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 blah. They don't have any leg to stand on for any of it. Hello. Yeah, because you're a dumbass. Come talk to me once you've worn the badge. You couldn't even qualify to wear the badge. It's amazing. It really, truly is amazing. And for somebody that's lived 59 and a half years, and I wonder if I'm going to make 60. I'm just floored by the amount of no common sense whatsoever. And there is none. There's no common sense anymore. Everybody, how do you put this? Everybody has to rely on what social media says. Well, on my Facebook page, it says this. No, don't believe your Facebook page. Please don't believe your Facebook page. And don't believe your X page. Oh my god, no, don't do that. No. Get off those pages or Instagram or any of that garbage. Blue Sky, oh, especially Blue Sky. Jeez. That stuff is dangerous, literally. When you look at how many people have been just literally radicalized by what's been put on these pages, and they believe it as truth. They believe it as gospel. They believe it as whatever, and they've just lost their damn minds. I I try. That's why I try to do something here to try to. I want to be helpful, but I'm not sure how. Any really? I mean, how do you help? Well, I mean, don't don't take what you see on Facebook, X, Instagram as fact. It's not. Uh, you have to, and especially don't take anything that the mainstream media puts out as fact, because that's not either. Um, there's so much out there that, I mean, some of it is half-heartedly fact, but they always have to have their little spin to it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's that cold. Um, and when they have their little spin to it, that's when it makes it an opinion, not fact. Am I? And I'll admit that. I mean, a lot of what I'm saying is opinion, but I and I'll say that if upfront, this is my opinion. Um, but we need to get back to where we educate instead of indoctrinate. We need to do that so bad. So bad. We need to get kids back in school to the point where, I mean, they're these teachers. Oh my god! I have I've spent time around teachers and listened to them talk, and I keep my mouth shut because I just want to hear what they discuss and how what their thought process is. And I'm here to tell you, it's not good because they don't have the interest of kids in mind. Their sole interest is to make these kids subservient to whoever's in charge later on down the road. That's their whole purpose. And they don't want these kids to be able to think for themselves. They're so set on telling them what to think, not challenging them. And that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. Somewhere down the line, I mean, like I said in previous episodes, homeschooling at this stage is the only choice. If somehow, some way you can do that, do it. Get your kids out of school and homeschool them, because these, I could not put my child in school. I could not do it. I could not, in good faith, I could not do it. I have to have them taught what history is, what it was, where we came from. I would have to teach them math so they know how to count out change. You hand them a $10 bill and the bill was $8.45. I want them to be able to count the change out without the use of a calculator or cash register. I mean, it's about time that we get things back on track. We have to. We have to. We're too far. I mean, we're really, in all reality, we're to the point where we're too far gone if we don't turn around now. Now. It's a sad state that we're in. And I'm really, really scared for the future. I saw a video the other day of a British soldier from World War II. And they were interviewing him. And that gentleman said that the country that he lives in presently is not the country he fought for in World War II. He said Britain is not the same country. About 3 years ago, I saw the same thing from a United States soldier, World War II veteran, and he said the same thing about the United States. And it touched me because When he said that, not more than 2 days before, I had told my wife the exact same thing. I said, I don't know why I served in the Navy because this is not the same nation that I signed up in the Navy for. This is not the same country. I don't recognize it. We were freer. We were happier. We were more prosperous. This is not the same nation. And that's the truth. President Trump, to his credit, is trying so hard to fight the establishment. He is trying so hard. But the establishment, unfortunately, their grip on the power is just it's too much. And unfortunately, those that supposedly were lined up behind him, of course, they stabbed him in the back, like before. And when that happens, it's a very sad, sad thing. What do we do about it? I don't know. I mean, voting these people out's definitely not an option because the damn libtards keep voting in the same idiots that they vote for every time. Conservative or Republicans, they do the same thing, same idiots. Oh, I don't want to change. I don't know what this person might do. Well, duh, that's the reason you do it. We have a bunch of morons in this country. Nobody will vote differently. They all will vote the same, no matter what. Oh, eh, I'm going to vote for this guy. I'm going to keep voting for him because I don't want to vote for somebody different. No wonder why we have 30, 40-year, 50-year career politicians. That wasn't meant to be a career. It was meant for you to go serve for a couple years and then go back home to your farm or whatever business you had. That was it. You were paid a per diem for the time you were in there. You weren't paid a salary. Now they're paid $174,000 a year? And then they turn that $174,000 a year into a $3-4 million fund after 2 years? How's that happen? Oh, that's right. They donations to whatever fund they come up with. What a crock of crap. Every damn one of them is in the pocket of somebody. Every one of them. It's disgusting. I don't know. With the way things are and how far we've gone, the only thing I can see that could be coming is not a good thing. So, I hope it doesn't come to that. But sadly, I feel like it's on the way. All I can say is if you're Christian, pray. Pray, pray, pray. Pray that this nation is spared. And that we can get back on track. Because we need it. We need to be helped in every way possible. That's just how it is. We need to be helped. Hopefully that help will come from God. And hopefully we can stomp out a certain group, get them the hell out of here, send them back to the desert and not our desert, because they've already infiltrated our desert and they're stealing our water like crazy. If you don't believe me, there's a story about it on CNN, of all places. It's just nuts. Saudi Arabia's got bought huge chunks of land out in the Arizona desert. And what was the deal they cut? They ended up, now there's people that live in this area, and they weren't allowed to drill wells for water. They had to have water trucked into their residences. But here comes Saudi Arabia, and they had a dummy company name through Brazil, and that traces back to Saudi Arabia. So that way, I mean, they played their hand really well. But anyway, they started growing all these crops and stuff. And everybody's like, how can they grow all this stuff? Where are they getting the water from? Well, come to find out, the county approved them to be able to drill as many wells as they want for water. As many as they want. And I was living in an RV park just down the road from them. And all of a sudden, the water table in the RV park dropped, and the pump wasn't picking up the water. So now the RV park is having to drill deeper to get water, which costs them a ton of money because it's not cheap drilling for water out in the desert. So that was a nightmare and a half. I tried to, I was made some inquiries here and there, but media, of course, they didn't care. Um, it was Saudi Arabia. We can't talk about that. And then, I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe, all of a sudden here was this big story on CNN about the water in Arizona, in the county, La Paz County, Arizona. And it talked exactly about what I had said and tried to talk to the media about and have them investigate and everything else. And here was this big story on CNN. And it was on their website for like 2-3 days and disappeared. And of course, there was maybe, I don't know, I can't remember, but it wasn't very many comments about it. Nobody gave a rat's butt. They should. They should. Because it's going to affect them. It's going to affect them out there. Because the Saudis ran out of water in their country, so they came here to steal ours. That's what they did. And we let them do it. You have to stay on top of this stuff. I'm telling you. There is a lot of stuff happening in this nation that's not being talked about, that's going on behind closed doors, that is just killing our country. And they're doing it right in front of us. But nobody's saying a word. They're too afraid. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And with that, please be vigilant and be aware of your surroundings. Always be aware of your surroundings. When you're driving, when you're walking, when you're in the parking lot of the grocery store, in your driveway, wherever, it doesn't matter. Be aware of what's going on around you. There are some very bad people out there, and they are watching you. Take care of yourself. And please, please take care of each other. We have to right now. I've got a very bad feeling that something's about to happen, and it's not going to be good. And we need to be ready for it and ready to take care of one another and ready to react. So please, watch out and take care. Take care of yourself and do what you can to help others. You've been watching and listening to Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I I do appreciate you checking in. I really do. I do this for my heart, for my head. You're getting straight, no script, no whatever. I do this because I want to. I do this because I'm hoping to open some eyes. I'm hoping to be helpful, to be of service. I can't put it any other way. That's all I've ever wanted to do in my life, is to be of service to my fellow man and woman. And that's what I'm doing and what I am doing and why I'm doing this. With that, take care of yourselves. God bless the United States of America. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.